Alright, we already have a bunch of people lined up to ask questions, so if you want to jump right into that, I'll just gesture to you, and if you want to address those people, that's totally cool. One or the other is fine. Please keep it to one question so we can get through everybody, alright? Good? Alright, let's start with you.
Hi guys.
Hi.
Welcome to the United States. You're a little bit away from home. I have a question for you. Ireland. I want to talk about Ireland. I will be going there in October to explore the Game of Thrones territory. And I want to know if you have any tips along the way.
Dress warm.
Yes, of course, it's Ireland.
Drink a lot.
Again, it's Ireland.
Basically, if you do those two things, you're going to have a good time, I think. That's what I did the whole time I was filming.
Does anything stand out about Northern Ireland to you that was most special? I know you're from Scotland, so it's not that far from home, but...
It's not that far, actually. We were just talking about this. It's a beautiful place to go, and actually on a really clear day from the northern tip of Ireland, you can see Scotland. So that's what I'm kind of going to have a look at, climb Ireland and see Scotland over the day.
Nice, great, thank you.
Hi. My question is for Pedro Pascal.
Oh, but you're wearing no shirt.
How do you feel your portrayal of Oberyn Martell has impacted the Latino community, the LGBTQIA community, or the intersectionality of both?
How do I think it's impacted them? I mean, as far as the impression that I have so far, I love the way that it has impacted. I think that it's great to have Latinos represent on Game of Thrones. And then I think for the LGBT community, to have somebody who is up there and making absolutely no apologies for their sexuality, I think is really, really valuable. And that's all credit to David and Dan Weiss. I think they really took that character from the books and ran with it and gave him a lot of love. And I think that that's super important. So, dot, dot, dot.
Hi.
Hi, there you are.
I'm Kylie. I don't actually have a question, but I wanted to say... I don't know if I can follow that up. I just want to say welcome to Florida. I got you guys some Florida IPAs.
Nice!
We love you.
That's made the day nicer.
This panel is great.
There's a rookie.
I'll take it anyway.
Hello, my name is Tom.
Hi.
Thank you, first of all, for being such amazing artists and for what you have done for television. Thank you so much. But you've been so amazing that I'm struggling to find anything else good to watch on television. Honestly, I tried 3 or 4 shows. I'm reading books and stuff too, but when I just want to watch a good show after work, it's just, nothing compares. So I didn't know if you gentlemen had any suggestions of what I could do until Game of Thrones comes back. Other than watching
I suggest you anticipate the release of Cinderella starring Richard. No, you can plug my show.
Narcos on Netflix. Brilliant. I've seen him all and he's outstanding.
Thank you very much. Did you have any suggestions yourself?
A suggestion for something to watch? Something to watch on TV? Have you caught up with, have you seen True Detective? I love that.
And there's a really great, I think it's a British-French co-production called The Tunnel, which is the kind of crime detective-y murder thing that's awesome.
Thank you. It'll get me by. Thank you.
Enjoy.
Rockstar, you're a big
When you were cast for Game of Thrones, did you know of your fate, and if so, how did it affect you?
I did, when I got cast, I knew I was going to die at the end of season 3. It's just like, kind of the biggest secret that everyone knew that I had to keep and not tell anyone about. So I knew I was going to die at the end of that season, which was great in a way, because I just kind of knew where I was going to with it. And then I could kind of study the book season by season and not preempt any of that stuff that was coming. I think that was what was hard, especially in the last episodes of season 3, of trying to not play something bad that's going to happen. You have to kind of keep checking yourself. Because there's the temptation every time someone mentions the phrase that you kind of have a little look to someone, oh, that could be bad. But I said, no, it's just going to be, yeah, cool, whatever. And then it happens.
Thank you.
I knew I was going to die. I didn't know for 3 years though.
Yeah, waiting for my death for years.
Sorry, just getting something for the game to be here.
I'm Hi, King of the North. Hi, everybody.
Can you say hi to the game for me?
Hi to who?
To the gang.
To the gang. Hi gang.
Yeah, there's too many people to meet. Okay. What I wanted to ask you is kind of going back to the Red Wedding. I know it's kind of old news, but I mean, we're still all pretty hurt by it. So, I wanted to know if, like, both of you, if you've seen, like, the reactions that people have recorded up there on YouTube, they are insane. And also, which ones have you seen, and which were your favorites? Did it shock you?
I've seen quite a bunch of them, and I kind of like them the best because the people that knew it was coming are filming them, and the cameras are always like shaking because they're laughing. And those are my favorite seasons, right?
What about you, Pedro?
I actually, before I auditioned, when I was auditioning for the part is when the Red Wedding episode aired.
Okay.
I was in the process of auditioning for it, so I was amongst all of the fans absolutely traumatized. I mean, just fucking traumatized.
Did you see any of your reactions though?
I did, I watched all of them. I had a lot of favorites. There was this one that was just like, clap back, Arya! Clap back!
Macy's reaction was really awesome too. All day. Really great.
This is for Pedro. What was your reaction to your own death? Like how gory it was? Like were you prepared for that?
I sort of suffered my own death in reading it and being told how I died and stuff like that. And it was like the whole time I was shooting, and I kept on thinking to myself, God, it's so messed up. It's so messed up. It's so messed up. So when we actually got to the doing of it, it was a very, very long fight scene that was shot over 4 days in the blazing sun. And so when I actually had to die, I got to lay on my back and go to sleep. And they put like these like soft, like wet pieces of flesh on my face that were kind of like cold temperature, so it was like I was sweating and it was just so comforting, and I just went out. While like pumped blood that was like piping through the I was asleep.
I saw your tomato thing where that was the face.
Yeah, that was a prosthetic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was not my head.
Thank you.
I have a question for both of you guys. If you could pick anyone else, male or female, in Game of Thrones to portray, who would you pick? If it wasn't the Red Viper person.
I want to be Cersei, I think.
I would have to be Jamie.
It's been quite a while. This is the last time I saw you. So you get to work with a lot of cool stuff on set. Do you get to keep any of it? I mean, they don't really need it anymore since.
I wanted to keep some stuff. I've said this before. I wanted to keep my sword as a kind of memento, but couldn't get it from airport security, so I had to stay in Ireland. But I kept. Actually, I kept two things. I kept. There was one scene which I had no clothes on it, and there was a dressing gown that I had to wear, and they made it just for that scene. I kept it because it's absolutely beautiful. And also, I got one of each of the little map pieces for each family. I have one of each of them in the house. I just stole them. I don't think they want to have them. I'm stupid like that.
Thank you, guys.
Hi.
Hi.
I was wondering if you guys had any good pranks that happened on set that you wanted to tell us about.
There was one in the pilot. There was a good the pilot that no one has ever seen because we redid it. But it was me and Isaac, who plays Bran, and we were on our horses. And it's the point where, at the very start, where Sean Bean cuts off the deserter's head, which is, Gory big first bit. And the director wanted to get a really good reaction off of me and my brother. And we knew the boy was getting his head cut off. And what he did was he said, well, we're losing the light, there's no light, we need to go for a take, we need to go now. So no matter what happens, just keep going, because this is our last take, our last shot at it. And Sean takes this sword, which was so heavy, and swings it down, just to mark it off camera. And the boy flips himself back and starts screaming, ah, and grabbing his hands, screaming and screaming and screaming. And so we're both like looking, going, oh God, we can't stop filming, we've got to keep going. And then we got it, and he was like, ah, it's fine. That was, it got us the reaction off of us. I think we used some of that.
Thank you.
But they kept cheating.
Yeah. I didn't, my face didn't break. I was like, I have no sympathy.
Keep looking.
Hi, my name is Jordan, and I'm just wondering how you guys like in Tampa right now? Do you like the weather and the atmosphere here?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I know you guys, you say it's so humid, but I like it.
So do I.
I'm a flip-flop
And the beer.
kind of guy.
The beers are
The
good.
beers are good. The beers are great.
India Pale Ale, but in Florida.
You can tell us down. Yeah.
My name's Julie, and I was wondering throughout the series before you died, what was your favorite scene filming?
I think I had the most fun. Oddly, I had the most fun shooting the trial scene with. I hope you didn't watch. I'll do this for everyone else. You cover her eyes a lot, especially in my storyline. But in the trial scene, it was really fun to get to sit in a chair next to Charles Dance and Lena Headey and watch Peter Dinklage do his thing, and they had all these extras, and it was sort of like the first two scenes that I had to shoot was like one-on-one with some of the other actors, and I was sort of putting a lot of pressure on myself, and this was my first opportunity to kind of like blend in with the cast, and they were all so fun, it was started to feel like camp. And watch everybody. Anyway, yeah, that was what it was.
I think there's just a bit of a scene in season 1 where after the Battle of the Whispering Wood, I think it is, and I come back and my mother's waiting for me. She doesn't know if I'm going to be alive or dead. And I'm galloping across this field, and it was all snow and ice, and I was at the front on this big white stallion with like 25 guys on horseback behind me, and I just felt quite cool. That's what it was.
Hello. I have a question that my friend April right there told me to ask.
here. And if you say no to her question, I have a real question. But some of us ladies, and maybe a lot of the men here, were wondering if you wanted to take off your shirts.
I've been lazy this summer. You're not gonna. That's too special. Here, you really do.
Now it's your turn.
Yeah, right. So that's the gift of Game of Thrones is you can work out really hard for the scenes that you've got to have your shirt off. And the rest of the time I've got like 90 layers on, so I can
You can also revisit the show and, pause your screen or something.
Hi, I'm Becca, and a lot of your co-stars are really big on social media, and I've noticed Richard Diamond recently started using your Twitter and Instagram. So, this is a serious question. Will you follow me?
I'm
Becca Marie, 7194.
Okay, I'll follow you.
Yeah! Both of you.
I'm on it.
All right.
How should we do it? We'll do like a boom.
I was wondering if you guys were both alive and you could imagine a scene together, what would it entail?
I think with I imagine enough so I could be like, dude, cut it out.
Rockstar makes bad choices in love all the time. So
we share a beer, and we give each other advice. Be like, slow it down. And we're like, all right, well, we do this, maybe she'll like it.
First of all, for the girl in the pink shirt, Pedro was in a very white, nice, clingy t-shirt yesterday. You should have been here. And number two, I knew you were doing Cinderella. What is your next project?
I am going to be shooting a series for Netflix called Narcos. I'm sorry?
When should that come out?
That'll come out in 2015. It's about the takedown of Pablo Escobar.
Hi there.
Hi.
How are you? Great. I was wondering, what's the most challenging part of filming such a complex show?
There's a lot of things. There's things that get easier. I remember when we first started shooting, the main challenge was dealing with the costumes and the armor and stuff like that, because you'd have a bunch of guys pretending to be really kind of manly and strong and Game of Thronesy, and then they say cut, and everyone would be like, oh god, I just need to lie down for a minute to relax. So that was one of the hardest things, of kind of trying to deal with the costume all the time and trying to kind of look mean when really you're just really weak and tired and cold and wet.
Yeah, or sweating.
Yeah.
Everything about it. The amazing thing was how challenging it was. There were a lot of things that intimidated me. I had to walk into a room with confidence. I had to jump into bed with a bunch of naked people. I had to fight a 7-foot, 420-pound man. I had to sass Tywin Lannister. So it was all like every single time I was like, I'm getting the hang of it. No. So I never really touched ground until I was done. And but it was a life-changing experience.
Thank you so much.